like you to testify again.
Testify again?
Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again?
Where's my...
You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time.
The hell is in that opium? Come so far, only to fail.
Come so far and got so hard.
And in the end, it didn't really matter.
As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. Now look. Yes? Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? I couldn't drop down into my growl there. I was hoping to come up with a question because, well, let's face it, it looks like I'm about to lose this case, and if I'm losing this case, I'm taking her down with me. But I didn't come up with anything to ask. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again.
What?
Well, you are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness.
Let's put it this way, I am not a fan of those suits you make your goons wear. They are a little bit tacky.
Does this make
You
any
say
sense
that.
to your honor?
You say that knowing that Edgeworth is a still samurai fan.
Yes, I do.
I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself.
Unless you make her testify about
What
something
exactly
else.
did you want her to testify about? Well, yes. Indeed, verily I say, ergo, cognito, ergo. I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth...
Because he thinks this is getting as stupid as I do. This case took a really dumb direction somewhere, and we're riding the stupid train. It's fine.
But... wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that...
Edgeworth-senpai.
I was with Sal and Oldbag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Oldbag, was quite agitated, pointing at Power, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer and get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wrong, your cross-examination.
We're close, real close.
She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her neck. The truth, yes, of course.
I will handle the trust. It's gonna be amazing.
Press on the sixth statement.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The script and your direction notes.
Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen.
No, I guess not.
Press harder.
Harder.
Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes with you?
Well, I was under the impression that you wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why?
There was a murder after all.
You know.
Who could think of rehearsing after that?
I guess.
Very well. Miss Vasquez, please continue. Your Honor, I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
What?
When it's Edgeworth who's objecting, you know it's good.
Think! God damn it, you freaking idiot, think! Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal.
Why was I sing that scene from Invincible where Omni-Man goes, think!
Don't you see what that means?
He knew he was dead.
She would have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One.
Oops.
Mr. Edgeworth, what you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I forgot how they were leading to that.
Uh-huh. I appreciate the concern, Your Honor.
But it happens
It's just, if I'm going to lose, she's coming down with me.
Thinking about a career change. Thinking 2 games after that. Final
Yep.
case.
Now, Ms. Vasquez, do you have an explanation?
I can't believe Edgeworth-senpai has noticed me!
So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense? You two really are gay lawyers, aren't you? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there'd be no rehearsal.
Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew that Hannah was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind.
present the photo of
I do.
Powers on that statement.
You have to find something to peg her there, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get them.
The
Nope, not that one. Not that statement. Keep going. That one right there.
You.
Photos, the one where photos is, you know,
That one,
That one.
yeah.
yeah.
You knew that Hammer was injured. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers.
What?
Mr. Wrong, explain yourself.
Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in this photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ending.
One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? Hmm?
I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right, he must have gotten it wrong.
I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez.
You saw
Oh,
Hammer
limping.
limping.
Yeah.
Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella, but pay attention to a word that simp says.
You are the least person I was expecting to hear this word from.
You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
you're gonna make us what there?
Judge has been replaced by a robot. Run!
Exterminate!
God damn it!
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
I assumed it was just that the suit was too big.
Ah!
And when was he doing this?
Well, it would have to been after he put on the Steel Samurai costume. And went to Studio 2, where he was murdered.
Exactly. Miss Vasquez. You met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Oh, the curry with duck.
Club that man!
I still didn't get my King.
Club that man! Witness!
Me.
And you refute. Good God, my Discord call is going down right now.
Yeah, you
Oh
are
no,
getting
Edgeworth's
kind of
been replaced with a robot too!
We now have
Can
robot
you
lawyers.
refute this claim before I exterminate you?
Let's see you sneak out of this one like some sort of mafioso. Yes.
Very well. I have a question for you.
God damn it. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why can't they just give up?
Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead?
That's where we're going to this, okay.
Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? Why am I having to do this? Freaking Edgeworth changing sides in the middle of the case. If there's a reason, it is unclear to this court.
Give me a reason.
Does the defense have anything to say on the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
Of course I can. Okay. I have proof and I'll show it to you. Got it right in my pants. Present to the court evidence as to Miss Vasquez.
Yep, the 5-year-old photo.
You have my attention now.
This is my proof.
This is the photo from before.
This photo reveals the motive in this moida. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez?
Humph.
5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day, 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
years ago.
Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom.
His guilt weighed him down, no doubt.
However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change.
You know, I made a good pun there and nobody said a word. Huh. But this brings us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate.
Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for that. Why would it be? That's an awesome role. That is an awesome. I would kill for that role. Oh, I'm guilty of Mida.
One moment, Mr. Wrong.
It turns out Lantern was the murderer the whole time.
We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who could kill D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wrong? Please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
No motive.
She didn't have one.
She had no motive, Your Honor.
Well, what's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense in a van down by the river.
What's that now?
It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez.
What? What?
Your Honor, Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume.
You mean it was that easy?
Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he had power. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill E. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him for all those years.
Come on, snap it. There we go.
That was a nice opium pipe and you cracked it. So you done did it, didn't you?
Yes. I am guilty. It was me.
It's always hard to know who's talking.
How did this happen to me?
Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again.
Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez? In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever. It's kinda creepy, really.
I think that's because she stoned off her gourd.
I see. Mr. Wrong.
Yes, Your Honor?
It appears you have brought about yet another miracle.
On ice. Thank you, Your Honor.
How is it that I end up with all these cases that turn around like this? Who knows? I think not, Your Honor.
Sometimes it will be your cousin, Judge, don't worry.
Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle. Yes, you're right.
I do have a question. Since it's said that T. Vasquez's, that this case was self-defense, like, you don't fully get away with it, but you would
Depends
still...
on the state and the case, at least in the US.
They'll have to have another trial for it regardless.
Yeah.
Well, every situation here, we just get the case on proving someone innocent, and it's shown in the second game that there is then a second trial to prove.
In the third game, it shows it, especially.
Wasn't it the second? I might have mixed
It was
them
the
up.
third one with the one guy who dresses like a clown almost.
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
And then his powers just shows up like, hi, I'm here now.
But then, like, she did self-defense, but the fact that she constructed the crime scene, wouldn't it then be another issue completely?
It depends. It might just turn into manslaughter at that point.
Yep.
Because murder usually involves intent.
Mm.
I'm just glad you're okay, you big teddy bear man, you.
Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez. But I think he would try to frame me for the murder. It makes me sad. So sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright. Tell me why.
Does he look like a bitch?
Huh?
Tell me why. Tell me why. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
Show evidence and present Power's photo or the Path to Glory album.
This is what I think. Path to Glory, I think.
Yep.
It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
But I was a steel samurai.
Mr. Hammer was a big star once. That's harsh. But he was reduced to acting in a kid's show, and again, that's an awesome role.
Not in Japan. From what I understand, being the villain in Japan, you kind of have to live the role outside of the suit a little bit.
Ugh.
Yuck.
The kids love the Steel Samurai. And so he hated you.
That's harsh to say to him.
I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have just changed places with him at any time.
God damn it, Will Powers. You are too good for this sinful earth.
Thank you. I just glad it's all over.
So am I. So am I.
We're not done, dude. We're not done. Congratulations, WP!
Oh. Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once again. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and...
Who wants to tell him that the show's cancelled?
What? Is something wrong?
No, of course not. It's just... Nick! Edgeworth! It's
I
always...
have come here to crush your soul.
It's always... How... It's not triggering the word I'm thinking of, but it always makes me feel weird seeing him, like,
Face on?
face. Yeah, face
Yeah,
on.
It is very jarring.
Jarring, thank you. Like, even in... Because... you do see him in Dual Destinies at some point, but he has a different pose, a different attitude when you see him front on. That doesn't feel as jarring.
And then you have investigations.
Investigations in another piece altogether.
Yep. Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk.
So how about them Yankees, huh? They sure did good at the sports ball, right? I got nothing. I'm also terrible at small talk.
Right, do you see this
God,
cravat?
just piss.
Do you see this cravat? Do I look like a person who gives a damn about sports ball?
Shit.
You don't waste any time gloating, do you?
I really want to thank you, Senpai. Vasquez would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids and your dog.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers.
Liar. No, that's the truth. That's the truth. That is very much the truth.
Right? I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings.
Gay lawyers. Woo! Feelings! Phoenix is all on board for this. This is the content we came here for.
Yes, unease, uncertainty, and, well, I won't mention what I need to do to my pants right now.
Those feelings are absolutely necessary.
And they only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Baka. Don't ever show your face in front of me again, because I cannot be held liable for what I will do.
So wear a mask. Got it.
That's what I came here to tell you.
Uh,
What a shame knowing what the next case is about.
Yeah.
Mr. Wright. What's that guy your friend?
Friends as if. Oh Maya. Oh Maya. They're rivals! Rivals! Right, Nick? Oh Maya, if only you knew.
he chose Squirtle.
Squirtle would not go with this fantastic suit.
Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something?
I would imagine Edgeworth would have a Venusaur.
Yep.
Okay.
It would go with the suit much better.
Come on! Nick, tell me! What's the deal with you and Hedgeworth? Were you childhood friends or something? I need to know!
That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it?
You shouldn't make me laugh this much.
And so the curtain closed on another trial and another day of being gay lawyers. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago.
Aww.
Was the talk of the town. What town is that, actually?
Town City.
Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kid shows again. Thank friggin' God.
I know.
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're going to watch it with me, right?
Like it or not, you're watching this with me.
Well, break out the tequila. I'll admit, I was kinda surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
Trading cards too, okay? We don't have any money, Maya. We have to trade with Cody and that assistant.
Actually had a weird dream involving Pokemon cards last night.
Uh.
Fine, I'll trade cards with Arcane Griffin, who I'd like to thank for being a good sport about all this, by the way.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? What?
Please tell me that what I'm thinking is exactly what's...
Will Powers is the Pink Princess, yes.
I wonder if it'll show his real face this time. I don't
You
know.
can't see my face right now.
Is it the confused emoji in our server?
I kind of have like that Grinch smile going on.
Oh, so you're just being adorable. Got it.
Then that means it's a very muscular pink princess.
I love this.
So it's Louisa from Encanto. Got it.
Oh no.
And,
God, I love this game.
and after that bout of madness, it's time to bring this recording session to a close.
Mm-hmm.
That'd been Raven,
No.
that'd been the Landstars, that'd been Yoko and Sir Bart. Say bye, folks.
Bye.
Bye.
Shut off for me, so I didn't hear anything past the Leinsters, but it's fine.
Until next time. Later.
Stay safe, everyone.
Definitely what she said.